able to chat with them as we go around later on, but we do have some questions for now. And this is pretty interesting. From Philippine Daily Inquirer, Armin Adina wants to know, before you were here, did you ever hear about us, and what did you know about us, the Philippines particularly? What things did you know?
I have quite a few friends back home in the States that that are Filipinos. So I've been able to hear quite a lot about the Philippines, and I've always wanted people to come and see a beautiful place. So finally, being the first Jonas to be able to make it over here, I'm looking forward to going back and bragging to my brothers about my trip.
So you're up for tasting Filipino food as well?
Oh, absolutely.
No sensitivity.
I had a short. Yeah, I'm good. I'm very. I like being able to try new things and experience the culture. I mean, I'm a little bit here and there at breakfast, but I'm looking forward to trying more throughout the day.
Of course, everybody knows if you're Twitter, he's been trending, and he just arrived this morning, actually, from a 16-hour flight from LA, correct?
Yep, 16-hour flight. We had to stop in Guam for refueling. It was good though, good rest.
Anyway, here around to your right is Ms. Kat Yamit from the Daily Tribune. She asks, and you now are a solo artist, what were your motivations for going solo, and what are we to expect aside from the 2 singles you've released?
I think for me, the biggest thing that I've been working on is just continuing to create music. I mean, for the last few years, I've been obviously working with my brothers for 6 years, and going solo, I wanted to just kind of carry it on a little bit more, do more of what I was doing already, but obviously bring a new sound to the table, and I kind of created a R&B influenced dance record, and I'm going to continue to do solo stuff, but as of right now, I'm focusing on writing with my brothers back in New York for another brothers project.
Some of the questions talk about what are you currently busy with, what are your current projects. So why don't you share with us a little bit more into the realm you're in right now, being
Sure.
a solo artist, singing by yourself.
Absolutely. As of right now, for the last year, I've been traveling all over. I've been all over South America. I was in Europe, and I was in obviously America doing touring, and released a solo album, and was able to work with really incredible artists. And as of right now, I'm spending a lot of time in New York City. My brother Nick has been on a Broadway show for the last 6 months. He actually finished yesterday, and I fly from here to Las Vegas to judge Miss USA, and then I'm going to New York, and then gonna probably spend some time with my brothers and write some more music. So we're gonna create and just come up with stuff, and then there's a couple TV show opportunities, movie opportunities down this year.
Well, funny you mentioned Nick was on Broadway because Miss Gianna Maniago is the lifestyle editor of Manila Standard, wants or is curious to know, will you ever, has that crossed your mind to follow suit like your brother?
Absolutely. I was on Broadway when I was about 13 years old, but obviously it was years ago. And the director, his name was Baz Luhrmann. He directed Moulin
Romeo
Rouge
and Juliet.
and Australia, Strictly Ballroom. So some of the most epic films, and I got to see him again for the first time since I was in the show. And he was the one person in my life who, one of many, but one person who really encouraged me on stage. I remember I was on stage and I didn't know what left stage to right stage was. Stage right, stage left. And the cast is about 60 people, so there's 60 people on stage, and he called out, "Joe, can you move a little bit to stage left?" And I just froze because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know which way to go. And everybody thought I was joking on stage, but he was the nice enough to come on stage and actually move me and distract everybody that was on stage without making me feel embarrassed. And it was just like nice to see that you can be as accomplished and famous as somebody like Baz Luhrmann, but yet he still understands, like, you have to just take baby steps in your career. And I saw him years later, and I told him the story again, and thanked him because obviously now I've been able to do so much in my life, and I definitely want to do Broadway again if it's the right role. Of course, me and my brother Nick, we talked about doing Broadway again, maybe together. That would be fun.
So going back to the music, Daniel Mabanta wants to know, Mega, what are your music inspirations? Because this is your own album,
Yeah.
so does it sound more like you? And aside from, as you said, R&B, what were the main inspirations?
I definitely think it's a little bit more of myself. You know, me and my brothers, when we write together, it's always three people bringing all their ideas together. So Kevin, he loves country music. Nick loves old school Elvis Costello, kind of funky music. And for me, I love dance music. I love R&B. I love all different styles of music. So I think it's just a little bit of what I bring to the table with the brothers, and it's a little bit more of myself. And I think I'm still continuing to discover the kind of sound that I want to create and continue to make.
So speaking about being a little bit more of yourself, and how do you cope with, or being different with everyone out there who's in Hollywood, and young Hollywood is booming, so how do you see yourself different, and how do you see yourself standing out from, you know, the plethora of artists?
Yeah, I think the difference a lot of times I find with actors and musicians are people that are telling their stories, their personal stories. Actors are people trying to portray somebody else. So I've always been able to meet a lot of different people that, you know, it's funny. A lot of musicians envy actors envy musicians, you know, and me and my brothers, we've been able to be ourselves for the last 7 years of our life. And I think that was the biggest thing we took from music. Growing up, school wasn't always easy for us, so when we were finally making music, we realized, like, wow, you can really be yourself, and people can accept that. And I think it was easy to meet other people in the music industry that was doing the same thing.
So, Marie, talking about being yourself, Maurice Mortel of Style Weekend, who's right beside you, wants to know, describe your personal style and what are your fashion musts?
Fashion must. I love shoes. I'm a sucker for shoes. I love color when I wear clothes. I love kind of taking risks too. I think it's important sometimes to be your own individual with your style, because I think it also kind of expresses who you are as a person.
So we have one more time. I know this question is from Sarah Halal of Candy. We don't really know how many Filipino artists you know, but I do understand that you were a guest judge in American Idol a long time ago. And
Yeah.
as you know, one of the American Idol finalists right now is Filipino, and we're rooting
Yeah,
for
really.
her. Is she someone you would want to work with, or is there any
Absolutely.
Filipino you know or you want to meet?
It's funny enough, my brother Frankie, who's 11, he's like, Joe, you have to watch this artist. I was like, okay. So we sat and watched American Idol. I hadn't really been following the season, but I watched her, and I was so impressed. I'll be shocked if she doesn't win, but she honestly is so talented, and she's going to have an amazing career ahead of her.
Well, hopefully one day we see her with you, because
Yeah.
that sound is
Let's do a song together.
yeah, and tour the Philippines all over again, right?
There you go.
Anyway, thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you all. Really appreciate
I've
it.
been given the signal, but at any rate, let's discuss for one last question is, he will be at the Ayala Malls. It's May 25, 4 p.m. at the Trinoma Activity Center. Greenbelt 3 Park, May 25, 7 p.m. Ayala, Alabang Town Center, Corte de las Palmas on May 26, 7 p.m. And he's going to Cebu, so you get to see a bit of beach, we hope.
Yes.
At the Ayala Center, Cebu Activity Center on May 27, 3 p.m. So, as we said, we were talking about how Ayala Malls makes it available for ordinary mall goers who would have otherwise never seen your show if it was a paid concert.
It's really nice. I think it's incredible what you guys have been able to do and bring to the fans of the Philippines. I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm very lucky to be here, so I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Any